Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday morning, December 12th, and it's 8:11 a.m. here in Chicago. So, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to talk about Haney. Yeah, this is about Haney. So, a lot of people, at some point, you got to let the whole Tank thing go. I mean, even I'm saying leave Tank alone. I made a whole video dragging him, saying I was tired of him not fighting the toughest fights. But at some point, you got to leave Tank alone. Like, come on. I know he's the cash cow, and I know he'll bring you a great payday. But at some point, you got to leave him alone. Haney's talking about 147. We saw how big he looked at 140. Tank is a little dude. Like, he's not God, He has power, but he's still a human. Like, what are we going to want next? I mean, well, he already sounded ridiculous when he was mentioning Bud. Some of this is Tank's fault because he's always talking shit, too. He ain't no different than anybody else, Haney or Shakur or any of them. Remember, like, I think it was a year ago or 2 years ago, them 135, 130, 135, 140, all they do is talk shit. That's all they do. But back to Tank. At some point, you got to leave him alone, man. Like, Tank is at 135. Yes, he has fought at 140 before, but he's not there now. There's so many other tough fights for Devin Haney, just as tough as Tank. Tank isn't the most skilled boxer amongst 130, 135, and 140. He's up there with the tops. He just has a lot of power. But there are boxers in that whole 3-ring division that I think are just as skilled as Tank. So, I mean, again, I know it's a great payday, but at some point you got to leave him alone. And he ain't trying to respond to fighting anybody who really wants him anyway. So, hearing about we want Haney versus Tank, let it go. Because it's starting to sound like it ain't going to happen. You just want to keep trying to, bring up the fact that Tank won't fight Haney. We get it. Tank is the one who won't face Haney. We get it. But at some point, let it go. And then, is it true that Haney now wants Barrios at 140? Of all the really good fights at 140, he wants Barrios? So now he's going to start recycling these Mexicans that nobody gives a shit about. Now he's going to start doing it? I mean, yeah, he beat Rougarou, but keep going up from there. I know Matias's hand is hurt, but what about Gary Antoine Russell? What about Richardson Hitchens? Did he even try to get T.O.? Now, T.O. probably will run like a bitch. But there's other tough fights at 140. Why he going for Mario Barrios? And, I know a lot of channels are going to make excuses for that because a lot of these channels are full of shit. The only time they see something wrong with what somebody does is if Shakur does it, But I want to hear people defend Haney going after Mario Barrios, Now, I don't even know if that's true. That's what I heard. But that's disappointing because that's telling me that he doesn't really, really want to get tested at 140. Because, yeah, beating Rougarou was a really, really big feather in his cap. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what anybody else says. That's a big feather in his cap. But Rougarou isn't the most skilled boxer at 140. So why isn't he going after them? Mario Barrios? I mean, but you know what? At some point, I guess, if Tank gets away with it, if Canelo gets away with it, Devin Haney, I guess, is on the right track, right? I mean, fair is fair, right? Why he gotta do all the quote unquote heavy lifting? If ain't nobody else who seems to be making big money and their fans don't require much from them, Why Haney got to do it? Tank ain't doing it, and Canelo ain't doing it. So, in a way, I can kind of see why Haney and his father are doing it. Because it's like, hell, this looks like the way to go. You know? So, I started with one argument and ended with a different argument. But it's true. I don't want to see Haney versus Barrios. I don't think anybody wants to see that. But he's moving like Tank is and how Canelo is. And that seems to be the most respected way to move. So, can I really be mad at him? No. I'm going to cheer him on and act like he ain't done nothing wrong. That's what I'm going to do. I'll be like, nope. Barrios is a tough fight. Barrios is a tough fight. Go Haney. You know, if they can all do it, maybe if we get more and more boxers to do that, people will finally get tired of it. Who knows? You know? But anyway, have a good day, everyone.